Yes, Moneypenny. The name's Arthur. King Arthur. King of Camelot. I swear, every time that I say Camelot in this video, I have to do it in Sean Connery's voice. Camelot! 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 Last Night. Released in 1995, directed by Jerry Zucker, who also directed spoof masterpieces known as Airplane, Top Secret, and also a fun little romp by the name of Rat Race, if you remember that one. The film stars Richard Gere as Lancelot, Julia Orman as Lady Guinevere, Sean Connery as King Arthur, and Ben Cross as the evil Malagant. Also, a young Sir Davos is in this movie. Pfft, totally blow my mind. I'm a big fan of any movie that is set in the Arthurian legend universe, and this one I would have to consider as one of my favorites. I would watch it every day on repeat, besides the Monty Python masterpiece. In First Night, we are living in the world of Camelot, but it is well after all the magical stories of Arthur as a child becoming a king and finding the sword Excalibur. Arthur is an older king now, and he is looking to settle down with a wife, and he finds that wife in Lady Guinevere of Lyonesse. As Guinevere is on her way to meet Arthur of Camelot, her party is ambushed by the evil forces of evil Malagant. Malagant is a evil tyrant and is a former knight of the Round Table, and he is hell-bent on ruling all of the known kingdoms in the land. She is taken prisoner, but she is saved pretty quickly by the rogue Lancelot, who wanders the countryside, roaming from place to place, fighting for money. She develops a love-hate crush on Lancelot and spends the majority of the movie figuring out, who should I go with? Should I go with the young, brash Lancelot or the older, wiser Arthur? And that is basically the concept of this movie. No magic at all. First off, I have to say, I love the 4 lead actors in this movie. I love the way this film introduces Julie Ormond's character Guinevere. First, we get a bunch of bad guys ravaging a small village, and then we transition into the town of Lyonesse, and we see Lady Guinevere playing soccer with everyone. The director does a great job in showing that Guinevere is youthful, she's gentle, she's kind, but then when she's dealing with the issues of ravagers in her country, you can see that she has authoritativeness and that she can lead a country. She is placed in the damsel in distress role in this movie many times, but I do feel her character is portrayed in a strong enough way where that really doesn't matter at all. I didn't think I would buy Richard Gere as a badass, but watching this movie, dude's a badass. And I think the great thing about why he kicks so much ass in this movie, because he says many times in this movie, I have nothing to lose. What do I have to fight for? What do I have to live for? But then he meets Guinevere, and suddenly, I have something to live for. But seriously, he literally does everything in this movie, and I completely buy it. In his first meeting with Guinevere, he does force himself on her, though, which I do feel is a strange choice for our main character to be doing. But the film moves right along right after that, so it's like, hey, it's all brushed under the rug, and, you know, what does the audience care? Man, that really sounds familiar. Can't put my finger on it. I don't know, I'm gonna go eat a bowl of Jell-O and then I'll come back and think about it. And then really, could it get any better than Sean Connery as an older King Arthur? He's absolutely perfect. He is light-hearted and he provides a lot of levity to the movie, but if you cross him, you don't want to encounter his wrath. And he does a great job at balancing those two parts of his character. And I forgot how great Ben Cross is as the villain in this movie by the name of Malagant. He is brutal, he is ruthless, but there is some kind of charm about him that you can't help but just want more from him in this movie. And that's probably the main criticism I have about his character. He is not in a lot of this movie, and I want more. There's something about a British man that you can just be a British villain and almost automatically you're charming and actually kind of like you more than the heroes in movies. I was a bit hesitant in giving a pass to the costumes on this movie, particularly with the Camelotians, or the how would you say that? The people in Camelot. Every good guy in this movie is dressed in a sort of rich blue color. Not just the knights, but also the servants and the townspeople of Camelot. But I can forgive it because Camelot is supposed to be the bright beacon in this medieval world, and the bright, clean blue of the city completely does it. At times I feel like the blue is a little too clean, but ultimately I can forgive it. And then we have the dark colors of the villains, which is pretty standard when it comes to a movie like this. The bad guys are dressed in earth tones and they're distressed and sweaty and dirty. Pretty stereotypical bad guy garb in this movie. There are many editing blunders in this movie. Several times a character will be holding a sword a certain way, and then we'll cut to a different take, and that sword will be in a completely different position than where it was before. And you know it's pretty obvious when 6-year-old me notices this stuff. Plus there is a moment in this movie where Lancelot is finding Malagant, and Lancelot's sword, whatever happened with the visual effects, I guess, ran out. You can tell that he's just holding the hilt of the sword, and the blade is not there at all. You can't see it in the widescreen version, but growing up we had the VHS, which almost always was in full screen. So the screen was taller than what it was in widescreen, and you can tell that the blade was not attached to the hilt. It was kind of annoying. Plus, the final battle music is very reminiscent of those South Park episodes when they were all chanting, "Rectus! Rectus Dominus!" It was pretty cheesy, but hearing it, you can't help but really get into the fight, I gotta say. So guys, in the end, First Knight is a fun chapter in the collection of Arthurian legend films out there. And in my book, I would give it 4 out of 5 Blu-rays. If you haven't seen this movie, I would definitely recommend it for a watch. It's that good. Now comes my favorite part in my videos, where I randomly select which movie I'm going to be watching next time. Let's give it a look. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Lawless. Do I have that movie? What was that one? I honestly can't remember what that movie was. Oh! I just remember this is the one with Tom Hardy, Jessica Chastain, and Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, this was taking place in Prohibition time. I only watched it once. This is gonna be great. Watch it again, and I'll give you my thoughts next time. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you haven't seen First Knight before, but you watched it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. Also, please subscribe to my channel so that you know when I post my next video. I'm actually going to try to crank these out faster than every Sunday. So, in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.